Yes, we can see. I got old eyes. Ms. Grennemeyer, are we having any communications with you there? Can you respond, please?
Yes, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can. Are you ready to proceed?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's call to order the State of Nevada Board of Examiners meeting scheduled for today, September 9th, 2025, time being 10 a.m. And we will start with the roll call.
Governor Lombardo,
Here.
Attorney General Ford,
Here.
Secretary Aguilar.
Here.
Let the record reflect we have a quorum.
This is the first opportunity for public comment. First public comment period is limited to comments on items on the agenda. No action may be taken upon a matter raised under the public comment period unless the matter itself has been specifically included on the agenda as an action item. The chair of the board has imposed a time limit of 3 minutes. Public comment may be provided in person or via telephone. To provide public comment on an item on the agenda via telephone, dial 775-321-6111. When prompted, provide the meeting ID number, which is 657-913-742#. Do we have any public comment there in Carson City?
Yes, we have one.
Please come forward and identify yourself, please.
Good morning, Dr. Shayla Holmes, Director, Lyon County Human Services. The state's investment in public health infrastructure at a local level is greatly appreciated. After receiving monies from SB 118, Lyon County has been able to make great strides in educating our communities about available services and getting them connected to much-needed public health support. We look forward to being able to continue this while also being able to utilize funds from public health infrastructure to maintain and build upon the existing services and continue to improve Lyon County's public health programming. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all in Carson.
All right, do we have any public comment here in Las Vegas? Seeing none, do we have anybody on the phone in the queue? No, sir. All right, we'll close the first opportunity for public comment. Move to agenda item number 3, approval of the August 7th, 2025 meeting minutes for possible action. Any questions or concerns on the meeting minutes? Motion to approve? Motion for approval. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. I heard all three. Right?
Yeah.
We'll move on to agenda item number 4, state vehicle purchases for possible action. Ms. Grennemeyer.
Pursuant to NRS 334.010 and SAM 0304, no automobile may be purchased by any department, office, bureau, officer, or employee of the state without prior written consent of the State Board of Examiners. The first request is from the Department of Administration, Fleet Service Division. The department requests approval to purchase 274 vehicles for a total amount not to exceed $13,131,324. The next request is from the Department of Wildlife. The department requests approval to purchase 9 vehicles for a total amount not to exceed $408,316. The next request is from the Colorado River Commission. The commission requests approval to purchase 1 vehicle for a total amount not to exceed $62,540. The next request is from the State Department of Agriculture. The department requests approval to purchase 2 vehicles for total amount not to exceed $205,746. The next request is from the State Department of Conservation and Natural Resources, Division of Forestry. The department requests approval to purchase 6 vehicles for a total amount not to exceed $2,591,170. The last request is from the State Department of Conservation and Natural Resources, Division of State Parks. The department requests approval to purchase 71 vehicles for the total amount not to exceed $5,276,809. Are there any questions on these items?
Do you have any questions?
I do have one question.
Go ahead, sir.
On the purchase of the 274 vehicles, is that going to one dealership or is it being spread across all Nevada dealerships?
I do have fleet service up here to answer that question.
Thank you.
Good morning, Robbie Burgess, the Administrator for the Fleet Service Division. The 200 to Secretary of State, the 274 vehicles are going to be throughout all of Nevada dealers that are vendors through us. So we'll be buying vehicles in Reno, Carson City, Sparks, Las Vegas, everywhere.
Perfect. Thank you. No further questions. Motion to approve.
All right, we have a motion for approval. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. All right, we'll move on to agenda item number 5, request for a recommendation of approval to the interim finance committee for an allocation amount from the contingency account, possible act, State Department of Conservation and Natural Resources Division of Forestry. Ms. Grandemeyer.
This request is from the State Department of Conservation and Natural Resources, Division of Forestry, pursuant to NRS 353.268. The department requests a recommendation to the Interim Finance Committee for an allocation of $1,324,056 from the Interim Finance Committee contingency account to cover the cost of 3 wildland fire engines. Are there any questions on this item?
Any questions?
None here. Move approval.
All right, we have a motion for approval. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Move on to agenda item number 6, request for designation of bad debt, possible action. Office of the State Controller, Ms. Grandemeyer.
This request is from the Office of the State Controller pursuant to NRS 353C.220. The office requests on behalf of the state agencies, the Board of Examiners, to designate a total of $16,068,083.85 for 9,082 counts receivable debt to write off as they have been determined to be impossible or impractical to collect. Are there any questions on this item?
Do we have any questions?
Motion to approve.
We have a motion for approval. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Motion passed. All right, let's move on to agenda item number 7, request for approval of proposed state administrative manual changes for possible action. Governor's Finance Office.
This request has been withdrawn by the agency as the 30-day posting requirement could not be met. Are there any questions?
So I assume it will be on the very next BOE.
Yes, sir.
And as a matter of practice, we don't adjust our current procedures on travel reimbursement until this is approved by BOE.
No, we'll continue to reimburse. We won't allow any Airbnb bookings.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a camping.
All right, we'll move on to agenda item number 8, request for the allocation disbursement of funds for salary adjustments for possible action. And any issue if we take these together?
No.
Ms. Grandemeyer, go ahead and present all 3 in succession.
There are 3 requests under this agenda item. The 2023 legislature, through Assembly Bill 522, made appropriations from the general fund and highway fund to the Board of Examiners to meet salary deficiencies that may be created between the appropriated money of the states for respective departments. commissions, and agencies, and the salary requirements for personnel of those departments, commission, and agencies. The Board of Examiners, upon recommendation of the Director of the Governor's Finance Office, may allocate and disperse amounts from the appropriate fund to the departments, commission, and agencies of the state for the purpose of paying personnel salary deficiencies. Item A and B request funds for salary increases for a total of $813,932. Item C requests funds for the plan to encourage continuity of service for a total of $8,961. Are there any questions on these items?
Have any questions? A, B, or C?
No question.
Motion to approve. All right, we have a
B and
motion.
C.
All right, we have a motion for approval. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. We'll move on to agenda item number 9, approval of proposed leases for possible action. Ms. Brennemeyer.
There are 13 leases under this agenda item for the approval by the board. Are there any questions on these items?
Questions?
Okay. Move approval.
All right, motion for approval. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. We'll move on to agenda item number 10, approval of proposed contract for possible action. Brennemeyer.
There are 45 contracts under this agenda item. Are there any questions on any of these items?
Yes, on contract, for the record, Governor Lombardi, on the contract number 1, is this directly related to the Core MD project?
Yes, sir, and I do have representatives that can speak to it.
No questions needed. I just wanted to know what the funding was in reference to. And then on contract number 5, maybe the Secretary of State can opine on this. What is this cost for?
This is
I didn't
for-
read through the contract. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries. This is for the statewide mail ballot printing contract.
Oh,
So it allows some of our smaller counties to take advantage of the scale of the other bigger counties.
okay.
So we're trying to bring down, one, the consistency of the product being available to the smaller counties, but also two, to bring down the overall cost.
Any other questions?
No questions? Motions to approve contracts 1 through 45?
All right, we have a motion for approval. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. We move on to agenda item number 11, approval of proposed master service agreement for possible action.
There are 6 master service agreements under this agenda item for approval by the board. Are there any questions on these items?
Questions?
Move approval.
All right, we have a motion for approval made by the Attorney General. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Move on to item number 12, information items, clerk of the boards of contracts.
There
Ms.
are
Brennemeyer.
57 contracts within the threshold of $10,000 to $99,999 that were approved by the clerk of the board from July 16, 2025 through August 12, 2025. This item is informational. Are there any questions on any of these?
Any questions?
No.
No questions? No questions.
Motions to approve contracts, or there's no approval. Right.
All right, we'll move on to agenda item number 13, information item reports. We'll take them separately. We'll start with the Governor's Finance Office Budget Division.
The first report is from the Governor's Finance Office Budget Division pursuant to NRS Chapter 353. The division presents a reconciled fund balance report of the following accounts. The approximate balances are as follows. Tort claim fund is $385,000. Statutory contingency account, $8.5 million. Stale claims account, $4 million. Emergency account, $450,000. Disaster relief account, $14.5 million. IFC contingency unrestricted general fund is $36.4 million. IFC contingency unrestricted highway fund is $1.6 million. IFC contingency restricted general fund is $105.6 million. IFC contingency restricted highway fund is 18.8 million. And extradition coordinator, budget account 1002 is 517,000. This item is informational. Are there any questions on any of these?
I do have a question. NDOC wrongful death, future payment, 4.6 million. What have we paid in the last year on these claims? It's Cisco, by the way. I don't know if this is an appropriate question for this item, but I was just wondering.
Probably something we need to, you have the answer now, or do we need to provide it on receipt?
To provide detailed information, I would have to provide that in writing. Is that okay?
Is this something we could bring up at the Board of Prisoners board meeting, or?
I think so.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
We can,
I think both here and there.
let's hear folks have
Greg, I
a,
don't know if you have any recollection of,
I would not, Craig Newby, Office of the Attorney General, for the record, I would not want to try to do math from my head for purposes of an exact number, but certainly there has been more. I'm aware of what the $4.6 million number is in reference to. That will be before this body's consideration for next week and next month, excuse me. And I'll be happy to pull together the numbers, working with the governor's finance office to make sure we have the numbers matched up to the matters and be able to provide that to you, Mr. Secretary.
Thank you. Probably more of a policy discussion for Board of Prisoners.
absolutely.
Thank you. Sorry.
okay. Move on to B.
the second report is the statewide quarterly overtime report, fiscal year 2025, fourth quarter, pursuant to NRS 284.180. The Department of Administration, Division of Human Resource Management must prepare and submit quarterly to the Budget Division of the Office of Finance a report regarding all overtime worked by employees of the Executive Department during the quarter. This report covers the period of April 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2025. This item is informational. Are there any questions on any of these?
Yeah, for the record, Governor Lombardo, is anybody from NDOT there?
Yes. Director Zarenda is coming up.
Director, you ready to see with my question?
So this is James Zarenda for the record, Director for the NDOC.
James, reference your overtime and the continued issue that we keep trying to address. How are the, I don't know, I guess the programs that we've developed over the last 12 months, are they working, not working? Do we need to make adjustments? What needs to be done and possible legislation in the next cycle? Just give us a general update of that.
Sure, this is James Zarenda for the record. So our overtime concern will continue. There is potentials for not enough funds to be able to cover the overtime costs. The overtime costs that are continue to escalate or not being able to be personally controlled are related to a variety of factors, which I will state, and just stop me if I'm saying too much. The largest is our hospital doctor appointments and emergency trips by the offenders going to the communities. If you look back some 2023, the average was 42 officers every single day on overtime to cover these trips. On 2024, there was an average of 68 officers. Just in pay periods 5 and 6 of this year, the average was 74 officers every single day on overtime to cover hospital, doctor appointments, and emergency trips for the offenders. We don't have sufficient physicians on site that can actually make determinations, especially on specialty cases, medical cases. The nursing staff are unable to make those calls because they're afraid of either the legal liabilities or violations to their license if something goes awry. So it's easier a lot for the staff that are at the facilities to send to the outside hospitals and to the doctors. The largest issues I see that is changing are the increases of the offender overdoses that were due to synthetic drugs that are conveying into the facilities that are not able to be picked up or traced by the human. We are in the process of procuring technology that can actually detect these synthetic drugs that are laced inside paper or on ink. So those increases in overdoses resulted in over 24 cases of Narcan that has had to be extra ordered for the facility to help prevent some of them from being successful deaths. Most of those overdose cases go to the local hospitals for follow-up for care. These technology will help reduce all that.
Director Zarenda, I'm sorry, Mr.
Yep.
Governor, can I interrupt him for a quick second? Could we have a quick recess so I can ask a question about this among council? Sure.
Hey, Director Zarenda, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, yeah, let's globalize this a little bit more. Let's not get into minutiae or the reasons why. Let's just, what I would like you to do is continue to respond on, we've identified possible solutions or we've identified issues that we have to continue to address.
Yes, sir. So this is James Arenda for the record. So the Department of Corrections is the way we are looking at reducing the overtime is we reduce functions inside the facility without jeopardizing any constitutional rights, which is reducing the out-of-cell time, reducing visits, which actually we utilize the officers that are in those positions to fill overtime posts. We are in the positions of procuring a lot of AI and technology that can actually reduce drugs in the facilities, that can actually reduce the drug trades. We are also teaming up with Health and Human Services to start combating a lot tougher on substance use disorder, to try to start at the beginning to prevent the need for those incarcerated for trying to utilize the gangs to procure their drugs.
Hey, Director.
Yep.
I think we're still getting a little muddied here on the response. I just want to know that we're being proactive and we're identifying programs that are working and not working, and we're going to continue to evaluate. Is that accurate assessment?
Sure. This is James Arenda for the record. We're doing everything we could to look at our overtime costs and try to reduce it by also making sure that we do everything we could safely and securely for the population and for the staff. But right now, the staff are doing everything they possibly can to reduce the overtime so it doesn't have a larger effect in the facilities and the budget. The last thing, this is James Arenda. The last thing is also we have the legislatively approved additional positions that were given to the department and budgeted for that come on board starting October 1st. So once those positions come on board, we'll start the recruiting and backfilling of those positions if they were pulled from the facility. All those things will actually, those positions that were given to us will actually help in reducing the overtime costs that we were previously not budgeted for as well.
But those positions don't have an immediate effect, correct? Because of the training that goes along with it.
That is correct. We would have to post for staff to put in for those positions first that are currently working. Once they accept those positions, they would have to be trained in those positions. At the same time, those that were pulled to fill those positions, their current positions would have to be recruited for new staff to be trained at the academy to fill in. So even those positions, you probably won't see a start and reduction of overtime for at least 6 to 8 months.
Thank you. Any other questions of the director before we move on? Doesn't look like it, James. All right, let's move on to, what are we on, 13C.
The last report is from the State Department of Conservation and Natural Resources, Division of State Lands, fiscal year 2025, fourth quarter, pursuant to NRS 321.5954, subsection 4, the State Lands Registrar is required to provide the Board of Examiners quarterly reports regarding lands and interest in lands transferred, sold, exchanged, or leased under the Tahoe Basin Act program. This report covers the period of April 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2025. This item is informational. Are there any questions on these items?
Do you have any questions? No. All right, thank you. No questions. We'll move on to agenda item number 14, second opportunity for public comment. Do you have any public comment there in Carson City?
No, sir.
Do you have any public comment here in Las Vegas? Anybody on the phone? All right. We will close item 14 and move to adjournment. So moved. So moved. All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Thank you, everyone.